It's another beautiful day once again, and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's episode, we are just going to talk about the ingredients. As I already promised you in one of my previous videos, which I posted, where we are talking about the nutrients in the ingredients. So, as nutrients, you know that those are the chemical compounds which are found in ingredients. So, today we are talking about the ingredients we use to mix in feeds. So, and the next video will be about feed formulations. So don't miss out anything. Just watch this video up the end so that you understand the ingredients, maximum inclusions, and minimum inclusions. One of my first ingredients, which I'm going to really tell you, is maize. Maize is one of the energy-giving food. It has an energy of 3,000 kilocalories per kilo. It is very low in proteins. Of course, you understand that. It has an favor of amino acids. That's why it is very low in protein. It has very low leucine, so it means that it will not constitute in the big, so that it will not give you the big eggs, as you understand. Because it has low leucine and tryptophan. Maize oil is rich in fatty acids. Of course, maize doesn't rich in fatty acids, but maize oil has fatty acids, and it has high concentration of B-carotenoids or B-carotene, which gives you yellow yolk eggs. So if you are feeding your maize, if you're feeding your chickens maize, you are sure that you get a little bit of the yellow yolk. So it will be on low on yolk profile, but it will be you'll get yellow yolk. It doesn't contain any anti-nutritional factor, so you doesn't need to decodicate or treat it before using it. The way just you get maize, that is the way you have to use it. The key things you have to put in mind when you're using maize is you should not use mold maize, because they are suspected of getting mold when they are not dried well. And you have to just grind it to evenly so that you prevent selective eating in the chickens. So and it doesn't have a restriction in use when you're feeding chickens. So when you can even use it up to 50% in layers and chicks, but that's where you have to take note is in growers, because the growers are so sensitive to energy, and maize has a lot of energy. So you have to just take note when you're using it energy. You have to be so sensitive. So so we can go to maize plant. Maize plant, as it is byproduct of maize, because most of them call it corn brand. Here in Uganda, we just call it maize brand. Maize plant, it is byproduct of maize because it is got after when they are milling maize, and then it comes out as maize. It has energy of 2,200 kilocalories per kilo. It contains high proportions of crude fiber. So it means that if you're feeding maize plant, you'll not get cases of cannibalism, cases of just the crop. If your chicken has the problem of crop growing, if it is consuming less food, and you give it high proteins high fiber, it will constitute to crop development, and then your chicken will consume a lot and it will go faster. Mostly, especially in younger chicks which haven't developed crop. So it also contains high proportions of protein compared to whole maize, because a little bit of the protein that is found in maize is found in maize bran. So maize bran has a high protein content than maize, and the maximum use you can use it in 10% in chicks, and you can also use it at 20% in adults due to its fiber content. So at least I know that one you're aware of it and you have really mastered it. We can go to our third ingredient, which is soybean. Soybean is a protein-giving ingredient. It contains an energy of 2,800 kilocalories per kilo, and it is the most valuable protein supply in vegetables or in plants. I don't know whether there is a plant that has high protein than soybean. The problem is soybean, it has an anti-nutritive factor, so you need to first decodicate it, or you need to first roast it or treat it, so that you kill that anti-nutritive factor, because it has some trypsin inhibitors in it that limit digestion of protein. So if you doesn't treat soybean, you are doing nothing. When you feed your chickens, they will not grow as expected. They get stunted because that trypsin, it inhibits the protein in soybean and also the protein in other sources that a chicken has consumed. So you need to first treat it, and I will show you the best way of treating soybean in coming videos, where you maintain where you will maintain the nutrition profile without destroying protein in it. Just what you have to do is to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you get all other amazing videos that are coming out soon. It is very high in potassium content because it has 20 to 25 grams per kg of potassium, and this reduces to weight liter. It means that if you exceed the maximum use of soybean, your liter is going to become wet because of potassium that dilute or that reduces to water restore in poultry. Then again, it should just first be roasted, as I already told you, and it already has a high amount of leucine. And leucine is important for egg production, you understand it. When your layers lose this amino acid, which we call leucine, your chicken are going to stop laying. So soybean is really high in leucine, and this will initiate you in high egg production. Then it also has low content of methionine and cysteine, and they are even slightly not so digested in poultry. So it means that if you're using soybean, you have to at least include methionine supplement so that you get the balanced ration. A maximum use of the soybean, you have to just use it 15 to 20% in chicks and broilers, and in layers you can even use it up to 30%, because as I told you, it has a leucine that initiate egg production. Then we can go to cotton. Cotton is also a protein source. When you are using cotton, we doesn't use pamba. I mean, in Uganda we call it pamba, but we doesn't use the other fiber out. Instead, we use cotton seed cake. The remaining seeds, when they are removing cotton, those seed cakes are the ones which we use, and so those are really in high protein, and they have an energy of 1,910 kilocalories per kg, and it contains high levels of gospel that limits its use in poultry, because gospel is slightly poisonous in poultry, and that limits its use, because to understand that cotton has the gospel, high levels of gospel, you just check it. If it has high content of yellowish, because it's a yellowish dye, that is high gospel, and that is really poisonous, you say that this cotton has high levels of gospel. And if you find that cotton is a slightly dark, that is really good and has low levels of gospel. Again, this gospel leads to discoloration of egg yolks. You find that the yolk doesn't have any color. If you look at spectrum of the egg yolk colors, you find that due to cotton, you find that it doesn't have any color it belongs to. So, and the good thing with cotton is that it can replace soybean up to 50%. You know, soybean is very expensive, and cotton you can get it because as cotton seed mill, after when they have processed oil and they have removed the fiber to go and make clothes, the cotton you get it at least at a raw price, and it can really replace soybean up to 50%. If in your ration you have been using 20 kgs of soybean, you can remove and you make 10 kgs of soybean and 10 kgs of cotton. And the maximum use, whether in chicks, broilers, growers, and layers, it should not exceed 20%. We can go to our 50th ingredient, which is fish meal. Fish meal is also a really an animal protein source, and it has an energy of 2,310 kilocalories per kg, and this is a dominant ingredient in crude protein. It has really so valuable crude protein in it, and even it doesn't need to be fast. It doesn't have any other nutritive factors, as it already told you. But processed whole fish is high in protein than the fish waste, because the fish waste will be high in potassium, in calcium, in selenium. But the processed fish will be high in protein than the fish waste. Those fish waste has a lot of calcium content, selenium, so which will really reduce the protein content of the feed. But so it's better to use the processed fish than using the fish waste. So, and it also contains high fat content, because it constitutes of 70%. It's 70% of it is crude protein. It has 80% crude fiber and 14% calcium. You understand it? And if you exceed its maximum inclusion, its smelling taste will also be passed to the meat and the eggs of the chickens that are consuming that food. So due to that smell, you should use it 8% in chicks and 10% in layers. So you shouldn't exceed that, so that the smell will not be passed to the eggs and the meat, which is a negative effect, because the consumers might not like it. You understand? So we can go to our 6th ingredient, which is sunflower. Sunflower is also a protein source, and it has an energy of 3,650 kilocalories per kg. And when I say energy, we understand we measure calories in kgs, and we can measure also megajoules per kg. But in this video, I just decided to be using kilocalories per kg. So it has an energy of 3,650 kilocalories per kg. It is high in fiber content, and this really also limits its use in poultry, because fiber is not highly digested, though it increases the gut function or digestive system function, but it is not it is slightly indigestible. So it has high content that reduce protein use. Due to that, just use peeled seeds. And you understand that you can use peeled seeds instead of using the whole seed. It shouldn't be stored due to its oil content, because you understand sunflower has a lot of oil content in it, so it should not be stored for a long time, so that because it will just go it will go bad. And it is also high in potassium, and you understand I already told you that it is weight liter, because the potassium, if you use a lot of potassium, high levels of content of potassium, it will just lead to diarrhea in poultry. It has high levels of linoleic acid that leads to big eggs. So if you want to get big eggs in your chickens, just use sunflower, because this linoleic acid can also be found in maize. So if you are using maize and sunflower, you're already assured that you get very big eggs. Okay. So its maximum use, you can use it to 7.5% in chicks. You can use it 10% in broilers, and you can also use it in 15% in layers. So those were macro, or the big ingredients we always need when you are mixing our rations. So we can also go to micro, those ones which we need in just a very least amount. We have calcium. Calcium, we also use it just to make sure that our birds get stronger, because our birds move. They can move from where they have been to feeds, to water, so they need that strong bones so that they are able to make those movements. Also, we need calcium in layers so that we get the very strong eggshells for easy transportation, because if the shells are very weak, you will not be able to transport your eggs from your farm to the marketplace. Again, if you're hatching and you have the eggshells which are very weak, the chicks will not pass out, because the pathogens or the bacteria will be able to penetrate in that weak eggshell, and then will go in the embryo and kill the embryo, so that egg will not be able to hatch out. So we need very strong eggshells, so that we are able to get to hatch, to increase our hatchability, and we are able to also transport our eggs from our farm to the marketplaces. So that is the use of calcium, and we use 1% 0.7% in chicks, 1% in growers, and between 3 to 4% in layers, so that we are able to get that very strong eggshells. We also use salt. Mostly we have brown salt and white salt. I recommend you, if you're viewing me up to this time, that if you're using salt and you are having the broilers, the growing birds, like on the grower stage and the chick stage, please, I recommend you to use white salt, because if you use brown salt, this will lead to coccidiosis, and as you know, the coccidiosis is really deadly disease. This brown uh, salt initiates the development of oyster shells, and this can really lead to can really make your bird get coccidiosis. And we use salt in our feeds so that we can get iodine, which is a nutrient or a mineral we need in our poultry, and we also use salt so that we can increase the water consumption, because the more water the chicken can consume, the more heavier it will take and the more food it will take. Hence, our birds can grow faster. And you understand that if the chicken takes feed without taking water, it will die. So we just use the salt in the feed so that we can increase the water consumption. Also, we also use vitamin premix. We use vitamin premix so that we can balance the vitamin profile in our feeds, so that all the vitamins needed, or which we are missing in our major ingredients, we can so get it in this vitamin premix supplement, so that the vitamin profile will get balanced. So those were the ingredients which I have just promised to you, and I can also maybe give you a bonus of bread meal. Bread meal, I think 80% of the bread meal is a protein content. So it has high protein levels, low levels of calcium content. As I will just design one video one time on bread. So I'm watching you. You are really amazing, and I love you so much. Don't forget to leave this video without liking it. Please comment down in the comment box below, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. More amazing of the videos are coming out soon, and I'm watching you. I love you so much, and I'm also willing and dedicated to give you all other amazing videos and all other educational videos, because if you have the success in the poultry, I'll also be happy, and I'll also be glad of my country, my world, because it will be getting better, and also our consumers can get healthier food. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Catch you out soon with another episode on how to mix feeds with mixing rations. Thank you so much.